Hey, I'm Emma Shorty from schoolofscratch.com, and in this video I'll teach you how to do the Twiddle fader technique, which can be used to create the 2-click flare, which sounds like this. The Twiddle is a fader technique rather than an individual scratch. It is simply a 2-finger crab which uses the middle and index fingers to snap the sound off and on. If you can already do the crab, you will most likely be able to do the Twiddle. The reason we might use the Twiddle is because it allows us to create fader clicks more quickly and with less effort than if we use our wrist. The middle and index fingers slide across the fader alternately and snap it closed, whilst the thumb acts like a spring to open it again, cutting the sound off and on sharply. I recommend practicing it without the jog wheel movements first of all. Start with the fader open, pushed in slightly using your thumb. Next, perform the crab technique with your middle and index fingers, so each of those fingers close the fader and bounce it off your thumb, which acts like a spring to open it again. We end naturally with the fader open. It's a hard technique to perform very slowly. It's actually easier to do it faster to get a flow going. It will make more sense when you try it out, so just jump in and give it a go. If you're using your crossfader in the regular position, the thumb closes the fader first of all, and then the 2 fingers cut the sound back on and look something like this. Once you have the basic idea of the fader clicks, the next step is to try it out with a sample and jog wheel hand movements to create some sounds. The 2-click flare orbit is a symmetrical pattern that makes 6 total sounds, 3 forward and 3 back, using the same open fader principles as the 1-click flare, turning the sound off rather than cutting it on. This time, instead of using our wrist to add the fader clicks, we will use the Twiddle technique. You can learn to do this scratch by breaking it into 2 parts. Firstly, the forward jog wheel movement and the Twiddle fader clicks. Secondly, the reverse jog wheel movement and the Twiddle fader clicks. Cue up your sample and make sure the fader is open. Push the jog wheel forward, and as soon as you hear the sample play, do a Twiddle to cut the sound in 3. Stop moving the jog wheel near the end of the sample. Next, we will do exactly the same fader technique over the reverse jog wheel movement. Rewind the jog wheel, and as soon as you hear the reverse sound, do a Twiddle to once again cut the sound in 3. It makes 3 sounds forward and 3 sounds back. Place your focus on executing the Twiddle over the baby scratch jog wheel movements. Once you are starting to create 3 clean sounds consistently, you can start to link up both forward and reverse movements in a continuous looping motion. You can also perform this scratch by taking your hand off the jog wheel for the forward movement, then rewinding it as normal. Try both methods so you have different options available. You will probably find that the Twiddle allows you to create clicks more quickly and more effortlessly than with the wrist style, which means that your 2-click flares will automatically become faster and with less effort. The Twiddle creates a different sound than the wrist style, and there is definitely a place for using both at different times in your freestyles. Try using Twiddles using different samples, and bear in mind that if the sample is shorter in length, you need to be quicker with your fader hand. quiet sounds over a beat. Now let's practice together over a beat. I'll perform 2-click flares using the twiddle for 4 bars, then leave a gap for you to reply for 4 bars. Up the twiddle. My top tip is to practice the fader hand movement often, even when you are away from the controller, to really get the physical movements locked into your muscle memory. If you'd like to dive in deeper with learning how to scratch, visit schoolofscratch.com and sign up for my complete How to Scratch course.